What's up, YouTube? You know, I've been thinking, my presentations are a bit of a bummer, aren't they? So starting now, I'm gonna be more intense, more in your face. Don't forget to get your gamer fuel on. Oh, fuck. Who am I fooling? I know my place. While April Fool's Day is really not the same thing at all, it reminds me a little of the concept of opposite day. Remember doing that as a kid? And how funny it would be if you only went to school on the weekends? Or how funny it would be if store clerks gave you money for buying things? Or how funny it would be if Pokemon was played by adults instead of kids? Uh-oh. Default Dan is a game that's based on that concept. You have to take all of your ingrained knowledge of 2D platforming logic and throw it away. Spikes act like bounce pads, falling off a cliff will make you come out from the top of the screen, and coins will kill you, violently. You can also kill certain enemies by jumping upwards to them. It's all the opposite of what you'd expect. The story is simple. You play the role of Default Dan, and you have to save your not Bowser-looking friend from the evil, or maybe good, princess who kidnapped him. Hey look, not only are they referencing video games, but they're playing them too. I play video games. This really speaks to me. 10 out of 10. In lieu of lives, continues, and other traditional platforming conventions, your goal is simply to make it to the end of the stage as quickly as possible, collecting the optional dynamite bundles along the way. If you die, you're simply brought back to your nearest checkpoint with a few more seconds added onto your timer. The game is frustrating at certain parts, and death will come often, partially due to all these platforming rules being so embedded into your subconscious. You may occasionally forget that collecting a coin isn't something you want to do in Default Dan, but to be honest, this actually didn't happen to me that often when playing. The game's simplicity makes adapting to the quirky new rules a pretty painless transition. The music is good here, with some of the songs coming across like a playful jab at the score of older Rareware titles, also with a little bit of new Super Mario Bros. Mixed in. It was composed by Brentalfloss actually, which I wasn't aware of until I got to the post-game credits. Sound effects are standard fare, nothing amazing, but they fit the tone of the game just fine. The visual style is a lo-fi mishmash of Super Mario RPG, Donkey Kong Country, and a little Adventure Time for good measure. As far as the story goes, it's all done with still images and conveys everything well enough to get the point across. I don't really get the whole monkey scene though. Whatever. I was somewhat taken aback by the length of the game though. With almost the entirety of my first playthrough being captured, the combined footage was only about 40 minutes. I think I forgot to record maybe another 5, so we'll call it an hour to be fair. Upon beating the game though, you unlock an alternate dark world, so it's probably more than double that length really. Considering how much the difficulty ramps up in that new world, and if you find collecting the dynamite bundles to be compelling along with speedrunning, then it's probably a lot more time than just the hour that I got. At a Steam price of $6.50 though, that's going to be a little bit steep for some people, especially those with a large backlog of games they still have to play. With so much competition around, and even with that intriguing gimmick that Default Dan has, it may be somewhat of a black sheep I feel. Do I think it's worth that much money? No, not really. Is it bad though? No, it's fine. I will praise the devs for not simply going with an 8 or 16-bit pixel art style, even if I don't find the one they use to be terribly appealing. It's an annoying game at times to be sure, but its length and lack of time wasted from dying kept the frustration to a minimum. Plus, it has a nice ending to boot. Warning, spoiler ahead. Skip to this timecode if you don't want the ending spoiled. You ready? Okay, here goes. Dan defeats the princess and saves his friend. Then Dan, the princess, and not Bowser realize the error of their ways, and they decide to play video games together as friends. Everyone's friends, whether they're a woman, a man, or a otherkin. That's all really. I just kinda liked it. What can I say? I'm a man of peace. If the game goes on sale and you're up for an indie platformer that's a little different, I'd say Default Dan is worth a look. It could have stood to have more levels, maybe some more gameplay variety, an actual options menu, and a lower price point, but it was fun enough to keep playing through in one sitting. At least it didn't make me feel like taking all my sleeping pills at once. Honestly, that's all I can ever ask for these days.